Get on your eggshells. I'm telling you to get on your eggshells.
Get on my eggshells.
Yeah, because that's where you need to stay. Get on your eggshells. Live, laugh, or run away. That's amore. Love is in the air. We're back with our relationship edition. I'm Gary.
I'm Georgie.
How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
Well, you know, love is in the air.
Is it?
Well, apparently.
Should be in the air every day.
Hallmark's in the air.
Yeah.
Valentine's Day is coming up, in case you didn't know. It's actually less than a week from today.
Valentine's Day. So you can volunteer to be part of Valentine's Day. Because you said Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you volunteering for Valentine's Day?
Some people might if they don't have a significant other.
That's true.
Valentine's Day.
Valentine's.
Wisconsin. So it's coming up anyway, but we're actually gonna do a special edition episode of the relationship edition for Valentine's Day, and that will come out on Valentine's Day. So be looking for that one. But that's next week.
Yes.
But it's in the air. You can feel it. Hallmark is getting all agitated and like there's like hearts and red everywhere on the Hallmark channel. So it was always you, Georgie.
It was
always you. But anyway, so we are back here with the taking your questions that come in from our website. If you have a question, relationship question, any type of relationship that you have, you can go out to our website, livelaughorrunaway.com, and there is a form you can fill out right there on the homepage that says, what is your relationship question? Those questions come into us, and we can share them and our thoughts on those questions. So that's how you get involved. I encourage you to do that. So we have a question that did come in we're going to explore today, and it is from Anonymous. So they didn't leave their name, but Anonymous, so it could be anybody.
I don't know why Anonymous reminds me of hippopotamus.
It's the anonymous hippopotamus.
Yes.
Yeah. So it could be anybody.
It could be.
Or nobody. But it's probably somebody.
Yeah.
The question is, should a relationship with my significant other be work? Or should we just mostly get along? I mean, it's a good question. I think, relationships just happen. They just work well. And if yours isn't going well, then, you're not doing it right. Because they just naturally are easy.
Should I get out then? Is that what you're saying?
What do you mean?
Well, they're not.
Like
it's not always.
This works.
Yeah, does it?
It is
not always.
I mean, okay, let's break it down. Break it down. The question. Break it down.
Boots and cats and boots and cats and boots.
Where's that from?
Because it sounds like.
And you said
cats and boots and cats and boots and cats and boots.
Cats and boots. Okay. Georgie's beatboxing with cats and boots. Cats and boots.
Maybe I'm mixing it up. That could be.
Anyway. So let's break it down. So, should it be work or should we just get along? Well, I mean, initially, you're starstruck, right? When you first get into a relationship, it's like, and you're not seeing clearly. You're not observing your everything is like very squishy, and it just works. It's just good. It's good.
Person's amazing.
It's always good.
They're
like
perfect.
Their irritating habits are just wonderful and just the most amazing things ever, and never bother you. So you have to think about where are you at in your relationship.
Yes.
I'm guessing that if you're asking if it's supposed to be work, you're probably past that time, that honeymoon period, so to speak. And maybe it was false advertising on the initial part of your relationship, and now you're like, okay, all right, this is not how this
turned into annoying,
and it's starting to become more work. So, I mean, that's a great thing to recognize, right?
Look, everything is work. If you want to be in shape, you have to work at it. If you want to be good at your job, you have to work at it.
Yes.
A relationship is no different. Friendship is no different. Like a friendship, you cannot just put things on autopilot and think that it's going to be amazing.
You can for a while, but it's not going to end well.
No. And I'm not saying like work, like arduous, but intentional.
I mean, I think it also when you start feeling like, man, this is getting a lot of work, then you need to think like, where is your commitment level? If you're starting to think this is a lot of work, then you gotta, because if you're not all in committed, then work can get really old fast, and you're like, it's just not worth it.
Well,
that's a dangerous place to be.
I don't know. I mean, because we've had times where our relationship was work.
Yeah.
Didn't mean, but there are two qualities, and it is part of the relationship, because what builds trust is getting past these hard times.
Right.
That's what builds trust, not, when people are like, we never fight. Okay, well, either you are such shallow people that you are not in touch with your feelings, or you're one of those, you're both the same people in the sense of we never talk about anything that's super real about our feelings if it's negative. So, and I guess, God bless you if that takes you to, the end of your life together. I guess that would not work for me. But there are two things. And one is, do you trust your partner?
Trust.
And do you have perseverance? And does your partner have perseverance?
Perseverance.
Do they care enough about the relationship to just sit in the ugh and know that that person isn't going to check out and that you're not going to check out?
Right. That goes back to the committed. How committed are you? And patience, I would say, would fall in there too. Like you gotta exhibit some form of patience with a relationship if it's starting to become work. Yeah. And so trust, then patience, and what was the other one? Perseverance. That is kind of that feels like it's something that's getting a little bit lost over the decades.
Oh yeah.
In that we're not necessarily doing a good job of teaching perseverance.
Oh, I'm uncomfortable. Yeah, life is uncomfortable. Get comfy in the uncomfortable.
We do not like to sit in uncomfortable. We don't like to be uncomfortable.
No.
And sometimes you need to experience that to understand more of yourself and what's making you uncomfortable. Why do I feel uncomfortable? But we tend to just, in good effort or good faith, we want to make our kids' lives better, have a better experience than what we did. We try to protect them from the shenanigans we went through. However, those shenanigans that we went through also build perseverance and character. And so we've kind of done it to ourselves, to them, and not given opportunities. But perseverance, so opportunities to stick it out. Yeah.
Just because it's hard doesn't mean that you're not in the right place or with the right person.
True. You will have trouble in your relationship.
Yeah, shake hands with it, right? Like this book I read. The thing that throws people off is that they assume or they believe that their life should not have anything hard in it. And so the best way to,
good luck at
trouble and things like that and hardship. But the advice was you should be so familiarize, not create this stuff, but in your mind know that this is going to happen. So I need to be as comfortable as walking in my front door and seeing it sitting on the couch and going up and shaking its hand. Because if you're not caught off guard, well, then you're not making knee-jerk reactions. Right. You're not. It's
kind of like that.
Totally caught off guard.
Like we talked about being prepared for situations. Be prepared. Wisconsin, be prepared. So if you think about one of those situations of if you were thinking about, okay, if we have a fire in the house, what would you do? And you walk through, okay, you need to, stay low. If there's smoke, you got to cover your mouth. You got to touch the door. If it's hot, you don't open it, but you're going to make your way down here and meet out at the tree. Yes. A family plan for a fire emergency. We did that with the girls. If this happens, here's what you do. You think about it. You certainly don't want to have the bad thing happen, but if it does, you've thought about it. So same concept you're saying. You're going to have trouble in your relationship. You know that things are going to go sideways sometimes. If you're expecting that might happen, and you think about what would I do in this situation if I find something that I've lost trust in my partner. What am I going to do with that, and how am I going to navigate that? So I think be prepared.
Be prepared, Wisconsin.
I'll have to get his name. I can't remember his name at the time.
He's so
he does
great.
weather forecasts for emergency weather in the Wisconsin area, and he's pretty great.
Yes. Very
Anyway,
great.
I'll try to find it, get that out there.
I know,
But anyway,
because people are like, "What are you guys talking about?" I know. We'll let you in.
we'll let you know.
We'll let you in.
So yeah, I think trust. Let's talk about trust. So losing trust. If you lose trust, that's a bad thing,
Yeah.
right? Because everything is based on trust, right? Not that if you lose it, it's over, right? That's
Right.
not like the end all be all. It's just not a great place to be, and
It takes a while. It takes a long time to build it, and it takes a minute to break it.
yeah, which is a crazy thing, right? Mm-hmm. I think what else in life is like that, where you spend a lot of time investing and you lose it in a minute?
Right.
Trust,
Stocks.
reputation.
There you go. Stocks. Build it all this time, and then it all just blows up. You lose everything.
Don't put all your eggs in one basket.
Yeah. All right.
So where'd that phrase come from? Put
I
all
don't
your eggs
know.
in one basket. Does that mean like you're going out to the chicken
90-year-old
coop?
Gary.
You're going out to the chicken coop. You've got one basket. You load all the eggs in. Good day of eggs. You're
trip.
walking back. Yeah, you trip and you fall on the
Yep.
eggs. So
That's
if you
all
had
in
two
there.
baskets, one in each hand, and you tripped, wouldn't they still get destroyed?
Not
Like,
necessarily. I mean, maybe one would make
or
it.
you like
There's
go out and
some-
you have one basket half filled. You take it back. You come back with the basket
Ooh,
again.
There you go. I mean, it's extra work, but you less
Again,
risk.
you're thinking about if I run into a time when my eggs might get squished, I need to have a plan.
Yes.
I need to think about that so I don't have a bad day that day. I know it might happen, and now I know what I'm going to do.
Yes.
It's all connected.
Don't make any big life decisions in the midst of any large emotional situation.
I mean, I think that's the best time to make a giant decision when
Yeah.
I'm under duress and
Yes.
feeling emotionally all over the
It's
place,
great.
because then I feel very decisive. I'm like, absolutely, I'm not.
I'm
this
out.
is. I'm
I'm
done.
selling my
done.
house.
I'm
I'm-
done.
yep.
Clear. I'm going to Hawaii. I'm moving. I'm flying there, and I ain't coming back.
That's Gary's
I mean, it's very
real
decisive.
situation. That's
That is
real.
when you're most decisive. So, and you're most out of your head, probably.
Yes.
So yeah, that is good advice. To bring it back.
Gary's
circle
yeah,
back.
Gary's a
Let's
circle
circle
back guy. Okay, let's circle back.
Let's circle back on that. So don't make any major decisions when you're under duress or in an intense time in your life, relationship, something happened. It's very intense.
Tense fellowship.
Take a breath, take a break, take a pause, take a beat.
Yep. Don't make threats.
Well, that's good in general.
Well, I mean, don't make threats like, I'm done, I'm leaving, I'm out.
Well, that's not a threat. That's a promise.
Yeah. So if you say that, it's happening. Okay. All right, big talker.
People are like, are you threatening me? That's not a threat. That's a promise. They always say that in the movies, right?
Yeah.
Ooh. Don't do that in a relationship either.
No.
When somebody's like all intense with you, be like, ooh.
Yeah.
Probably won't go over well.
Yeah,
You're
big
probably
talker.
like, ooh, smack. You broke my nose.
Yeah, don't punch people.
No throat punching.
No. That's fake anyway. I mean, like, I would not do that, although I do threaten it a lot
You do.
in our life group at church.
If you say that again, I'm going to throat punch you. Just so we're clear.
Yeah. Don't tell me there's not animals in heaven.
I'm just,
My animal.
I'm just,
I can believe whatever I want to believe.
just saying, if you mess with the bull, you get the horns.
He knows if he says something, there is a risk, right?
Yeah.
Not really.
There is a risk. Iron sharpens iron, you know?
Yeah.
You gotta ask those questions. So
Throat punch sharpens throat
we're
punch.
just gonna, I mean, that is a good point though. Like your relationship is going to have friction at times.
Mm-hmm.
And friction isn't bad necessarily. You can, grow in friction. You can learn from the friction.
Yeah.
Again, plan for it. It's it's not gonna be all rainbows and unicorns.
Well, and friction's great unless you have a dead, dry relationship and a spark flies out and your whole relationship's on fire then.
Yeah.
That is not good. And that is a indication that we have a dead, dry relationship.
So how are you going to What's the barometer? How do you check if your relationship is dry and dead?
Dry and dead.
What's an indication of that?
Well, I mean, it can't be circumstantial. Like, your enjoyment of the relationship cannot be circumstantial. Or you're on a roller coaster ride that you never bought a ticket to. Right? Like, I didn't buy a ticket to a roller coaster.
So
I bought a ticket to a relationship, which means that just because I don't like your actions doesn't mean,
I don't
or
like
like
you.
what you say or whatever, doesn't mean that I dislike you as a whole human being.
yeah.
And that's the problem sometimes when people get in cycles of arguing.
Yeah.
They're in bad cycles. And instead of looking at, okay, we get into these cyclical conversations that we end up fighting.
Right.
Instead of being like, when somebody tells you something that's wrong with what you did or said, they're not saying you're a crappy person and you suck.
That's how I take it, though.
No, but a lot of people do. And it's like, really? That's what you think I think of you? Like, then
That's
you
what it
don't
feels
then
like.
you don't know me. No, then that's on you.
Right.
You need to deal with your own insecurities and what you think about yourself. It shouldn't require me to, pussyfoot around and, do all that
Yeah.
and make everything a Pollyanna situation.
Get on your eggshells. I'm telling you to get on your eggshells.
Get on my eggshells.
Yeah, because that's where you need to stay. Get on your eggshells.
But you know what I mean? Like, if I get defensive every time somebody brings something up to me, I need to look at me. Like, why? Why do I feel like I'm a crappy person? Why isn't it just, you know what? Yeah, I could probably work in that area.
It comes back to you.
Yes.
Introspective.
Yes.
Comes back to me or you. It comes back to you.
Unless somebody's actually saying you're a crappy person entirely as a human being. Okay. Which there are people that I think do say stuff like that.
So I hear what you're saying, but I'm not understanding where that's coming from. Could you rephrase it in a different way?
Shut up.
That would be a good response to that, right? If you're telling me a crappy person.
Yeah. Well.
Agree to disagree on that for now. Let's just table that.
Let's circle
just
back on that
put
later.
that over here on the
circle
left, and let's go back over here to the right and get back to what we were talking about first. And how terrible I am, we'll come back to.
Yeah.
Circle back later.
Circle back. Yep.
Is that a good way to kind of approach it?
I guess.
Can you just table your emotions, or just hold on to that emotion and put it over here?
And that's a whole nother thing. When somebody's like, when one person in the relationship, like, you're really emotional.
Stop being so emotional.
It's like, I'm a human being. I have feelings.
Not everybody does.
Well,
most serial killers have no feelings whatsoever.
Then you're a psychopath.
Well,
okay.
If you're with somebody that has no emotions, just, you might want to start doing a checklist.
Yes, and get out.
I didn't have a lot of emotions initially.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
Did I?
Yeah. Good try.
Good try.
Good try.
Yeah, so there's that. I mean, yeah.
Get in the game, man.
It's life's a journey. Life's a dance. Yeah. Sometimes you lead, sometimes you follow. Life's a dance. So
quit using country music.
It's the best. There's a country music song for everything. No, there's no country music song that says a dog got ran over. Just to be clear.
My dog died.
Let us know what you think. Play it backwards. You get your wife back, you get your dog back, you get your house back, you get your truck back. It's great. Reach out to us on our website, livelaughorunaway.com. Send your questions in. We'd love to hear them. This was a great question, Anonymous Hippopotamus. Thank you so much. And we'll do this all again next week for our special edition of Valentine's Day. So hope to see you then. Till next time. Till then.
Bye.
Bye.